Yo, what up, my guys? It's the boy Richie. We're back at it with another 6v6 Pokemon battle for the channel, this time against the homie Chris off Discord. Now, he was looking for an NU Pokemon battle, and I still had my NU team kind of built that I used in my last upload. I just kind of modified it a little bit. Like, I swapped out the Golbat and the Illumis on my team and replaced them with a Whimsicott and a Scrafty, because I just felt like using a Whimsicott, and Scrafty is like a really cool Pokemon, like one of my favorite 5th gens. So I threw those guys on the team. Now, looking at my opponent's team, he has a pretty cool NU team over here. He has a Clarwitzer on his team. He has the Vileplume, which if that thing sets up in the sun before my Victreebel, that can definitely be very bad for me. He has a Raichu, a Druddigon, Exatu, and also a Delphox on his team. So definitely got to watch out for some of those Pokemon, but we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So I didn't put too much thought into it, not going to lie. I was like, I'm starting Heliolisk no matter what, because yeah, I feel like he's a good matchup against most of his Pokemon. I felt like my opponent was actually going to start out with like the Druddigon, because I know that thing gets Stealth Rocks, and you know, people want to get their hazards out pretty early. But as you guys can see, my opponent did not get the ideal matchup. He started out with his Clawitzer, while I started out with the Heliolisk, and I could easily hit this thing with some electric moves. But he actually made a nice little switch into his Raichu that has the Lightning Rod ability, which I'm really glad, because I felt like I chanced it. I've ran into Choice Scarfed Clawitzers before that have thrown me off and bodied me, so I definitely didn't want my guy to get hit with like an Aura Sphere or something, but I don't want to get hit with the electric move right here or whatever this Raichu was going to try to do to me. So I went ahead and just kind of swapped out into my Whimsicott, because I didn't feel like he could do too much to me if he wanted to like knock off or whatever he wanted to do. But as you guys can see, he goes for the Toxic right here, and that kind of sucks because I didn't want my guy to be Toxic. But I don't have any heal bells on my team, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. So I am going to use this first turn to get the sun up in case I do get to swap out into my Victreebel or my Heliolisk, and I can just get some super strong special attacks going. But my opponent is actually just going to go ahead and swap right here, actually Volt switching out, and he's going to go into his Delphox, while I just decided to stay in. Sorry, I make a little bit of a bold play right here. Now, I know this thing could easily hit me with whatever fire move he has on him, but I know most Delphoxes run Calm Mind and stuff, and I don't want to swap out and let him get a free Calm Mind up. So I did make the little bold play, keeping my Whimsicott in here with his, you know, big afro and whatnot, and I'm just going to go ahead and Leech Seed him up, get some nice HP recovery from that. And most Whimsicots, I think, run Encore, if not mine does. And I am just going to go ahead and go for this Encore next turn to try to lock him into the Calm Mind, because you can't just set up in front of Prankster Pokemon that know Encore like that, or, you know, that's just horrible. But he is locked into the Calm Mind, so that's really good for me, because that kind of stops this threat. Whenever a Pokemon gets Encored, it like 100% swaps out. And I'm pretty sure my opponent was, you know, not going to keep this thing in here and keep special, you know, getting his special defenses up. Even though I can't really do too much to this Pokemon with my Whimsicott. My only attacking move is Moonblast, which this Delphox resists because he is a fire Pokemon. So I am actually just going to go ahead and swap out my Whimsicott this turn, because I used up way too many of my sun turns, and I want to get that sun back up. I do have the Heat Rock on him, so I feel like he's still very useful. And I actually swapped out into the Dawn, my Rhydon, my Eviolite Rhydon, because I felt like it was the proper swap anyway. But as you guys can see, my opponent swaps out into the Exatu, I guess not wanting to play any of the Prankster games with my Whimsicott. And he does not get the ideal matchup here either, because I just went for the Ice Punch right here, because I figured he'd probably try to swap out into this Vileplume to try to tank a Rock Attack and then hit me with like a Giga Drain or something. But it was super effective on this Vileplume as well. It's not even a 2-hit KO, and I kind of backfired because my guy gets poisoned, and that kind of sucked. But it happened, and I'm just going to go ahead and swap out into my Whimsicott, hoping that this Pokemon didn't try to predict me and go for like a Sludge Bomb or something. I went into my Whimsicott because it was really important that I did not let this Pokemon get like a growth up. If he would have went for the growth, I would have just went ahead and went for the Encore and locked him into that growth. If he would have bodied me, then I would have got a better matchup anyway, and then try to body him. But I definitely am not trying to get, you know, I'm not trying to get swept up by any Vileplumes this game. I told you guys at the beginning, I can't let this Pokemon set up before my Victreebel, but I'm just going to go ahead and go right back into my Rhydon, as my opponent made a switch and went right back into his Xatu. So we are back out here, and you know, this is just unavoidable. My Rhydon is going to try to body this Xatu. Like, we're gonna get this matchup, and it's just gonna happen. But my opponent actually swaps out into the Delphox right here, probably expecting me to go for the Ice Punch again this turn, expecting the Vileplume, but it's not what I'm doing. I'm going for the Rock Blast. So yeah, after 2 hits, I did get a crit that first time, but I don't think it honestly mattered too much. But I was able to go ahead and knock out that Delphox. I know he probably wanted me to hit him with the Ice Punch and then him probably retaliate with like a Grass Knot or whatever grass move that Pokemon got. But he's just going to go ahead and swap into the Clawitzer right here. And he's going to hit my Rhydon up with an Ice Beam, which I wasn't sure if I'd be able to take. I know this thing has so much special attack, and there was probably no chance at all that I was even going to be able to take that attack. Even if I had full HP, like, I probably still would have died to that. But I figure, you know, right now is probably a good time for me to just go ahead and swap out into my my Whimsicott right here. If he wants to, you know, hit me with whatever move, that's cool, because I'm just going to go ahead and use this first turn to get the Sun up. So that is what's going to go ahead and happen right here as my opponent swaps out into the Vileplume, and I'm not worried at all because I'm ready to sack my Whimsicott off. She came out. I'm sorry, he's a boy. He came out and he did what he needed to do. He got that Sun up. So we got like 8 more turns of Sun. My opponent's just going to go ahead and make a nice double swap right back out into the Xatu. I don't have Rhydon to come out anymore and try to stop this thing. And I'm just going to keep my Whimsicott in because his HP is kind of low. And I just kind of need him to get sacked off so I can bring in my Victreebel nice and full HP'd and whatnot. Like, I don't want to swap that Pokemon in, especially really not on a Xatu, but I know I'll be faster than this Pokemon when I do come out, and I was hoping that I'd have enough, I'd whittle this Xatu down enough to where a Sludge Bomb would be able to take him out, but my opponent makes a good play. He actually goes for the Roost right here, and it's not looking like he's at enough HP to where a Sludge Bomb would even really, you know, knock him out. Probably like a 2-hit KO or whatnot, but the Toxic is definitely going to go ahead and finish my Whimsicott right here, but I am just going to still choose out my Victreebel because even though it does not look like a good matchup because, you know, both of my types are bad against both of his types, I'm still just going to go ahead and come out here and growth on him. I figured he might swap, but it's not the case. I kind of don't know what I was thinking right here because this Pokemon definitely could have like bodied me with like a Psychic attack, but it's actually not what he goes for. He goes for the Thunder Wave this first turn, which I guess is pretty cool because you know, it messes up my speed, and that's kind of the main thing with him being in the sun. But he's actually just going to go ahead and swap out this turn, going into his Draudigon, probably, you know, trying to predict a hidden power fire, because, you know, most Pokemon like the Venusaurs and Victreebels, Vileplumes and stuff, they always got the hidden power fire just for some coverage and whatnot. But he swaps into his Draudigon while I just hit him up with 2 Sludge Bombs, and he's not able to take both of those, and he goes right back out into his Xatu. I figured back then, I forgot to tell you guys, you know, I felt comfortable bringing him in because I got the 2 special attack drops, and I was like, I can probably live like a Psychic, a Psyshock or whatnot, so that actually explains why I felt safe enough to bring him in earlier. But now he brought in this Xatu, and I was not sure. I thought my opponent would actually still go first and hit me up with like a Psychic attack, but it's not the case. My Victreebel still happens to be faster than him, even though I'm paralyzed, and I am able to hit him up with the move that I wanted to do on this thing. Like, I hit him up with the Z Weather Ball, which in the sun, it turns it into Inferno Overdrive, so that's actually my hidden power fire on this Victreebel. That's the whole thing that I wanted to do with this team, so I was really happy that I was able to go ahead and get that off. So my opponent actually makes a good little play. He swaps out into his Raichu. I was actually going to go for the Sludge Bomb, and now he goes into, his Vileplume's out. He's just going to hit me up with some Sludge Bombs. He didn't want me to get another turn to hit him up with another like Fire Weather Ball while the sun is out, because that definitely could have hurt. But the sun is no longer out. I'm going to still hit him pretty hard with this Sludge Bomb, as my opponent is actually just going to go ahead and swap out right here into his Clawitzer, which I guess he was going to go ahead and decide to sack this Pokemon off. I'm not too sure why, but the Clawitzer is definitely going down to a Sludge Bomb, because after that growth, my guy's special attack is just too crazy. So as you guys can see, the Victreebel is just out here just doing absolute work to my opponent's team, like looking all unstoppable and stuff. But the sun is no longer out, and even if it was, I mean, my guy is not gonna be faster. I mean, I'm paralyzed, so I'm not gonna be faster than like anything else he has on his team, except maybe the Vile Plume. But the Vile Plume is out, and I'm just gonna get paralyzed again because, you know, my guy's paralyzed AF, and this Vile Plume's just gonna come out and hit me with a nice Sludge Bomb, and I'm not gonna be able to live that. So my Vile Plume, I mean my Victreebel, like I'm very proud of that Pokemon. It did what I put him on the team to do, getting that Z Weather Ball off. You know, shooting that big fireball off of my little Venus flytrap plant. But now I feel like it's a good time to try to just bring in my Sunny D and finish this battle up with like a Hyper Voice, because I don't feel like my opponent has anything else that can really stop this Pokemon. And, you know, Choice Specs Hyper Voice is just going to be too much for the remaining Pokemon on my opponent's team. So as you guys can see, he chooses out the Raichu. He hits me up with the Toxic, I guess, as like some last ditch stuff. I don't think he probably had any other move that he could have really hit me with. And I am just going to go ahead and finish this battle out with the Hyper Voice. So yeah, sorry about that. I think that left me with like a 3-0 victory, which I know the battle probably, you know, wasn't as close as my other battles that I typically upload, but I wanted to upload it because I was able to shoot some fire from my Venus flytrap, so it's up. And I also wanted to just get an upload up anyway, because yeah, daily uploads, weekly uploads, all that, like I want to get more consistent about it. But if you guys are still watching, thank you. Go ahead and leave a like. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that too, so I can get all happy and whatnot. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Also, if you want to battle me, go ahead and follow my Twitter. Hit me up on there because I get notifications for that. And I mean, I also get notifications in the comments if you guys want to go ahead and, you know, drop your friend code down there, and we can go ahead and set that up as well. I've even actually tried to open up more and start doing I did my first ever Ubers battle last night and absolutely got wrecked in it. Like I gotta learn that to, you know, that tier a little bit more. But I'm trying to open up to, you know, more tiers. I'm even trying to get a like little cup team going, like, but I mean, you guys will probably see that in the future videos. But again, thank you. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.